What's up, guys? We'll be live on Twitch shortly after this video goes live, grabbing some footage that you'll likely see in future videos. If you want to come hang out, talk COD, or anything life throws at us, the link's in the description below. I'd love to see you out there, but for now, back to the regular scheduled content. It's a Tuesday, my friends, which means that it's an update day for Modern Warfare. Today, we're going to be taking a step back from Black Ops Cold War Twitch. Firstly, I want to thank you guys for the support on that content. Hope you guys have been enjoying the coverage, but as we round into a new week coming closer to the end of Season 5, today I want to break down everything that changed here for you so that you know exactly what to expect if you jump onto Modern Warfare. Today's update, as with the last few, hasn't really been earth-shattering, but there are still items that we should cover. And also, towards the end of the video, while it wasn't added today, it's an extension of today's update coming later on in the week. I want to talk a little bit about what's coming to Warzone, because if you are a Warzone player, man, you have to play this weekend. But anyways, as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you liking any of the new items or things added into the game this week, or maybe not so much? As well, if you are new to the channel, do be sure to hit the subscribe button. We're slowly but surely chasing down 400,000 subscribers, so if you'd like to join the community and be here for daily Warzone, Black Ops Cold War, and Modern Warfare content, I'd love to have you. But anyways, let's jump into it. First, let's start out, as always, with the front-facing stuff. This week, again, with some playlists on offer being introduced. Up on deck this week on the multiplayer side of things, we end up seeing Tournament, Ground War, Blueprint Gunfight, Face Off, Reinforce, Reinfected Ground War, and Shoot the Ship. Now, a bunch of these are still returning here. I'm kind of surprised that Tournament is still around at this point here. This is, what, the third full week of this now, if I'm not mistaken? So definitely take advantage of that, because I can't see this lasting a whole lot longer. But make sure you grind through that, end up getting the brand new Bruin Blueprint that comes along with that. Ground War, of course, is just your standard Ground War. Hopefully they don't pull a switcheroo where it was mislabeled as of last week for a couple of hours, and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we actually did change that. Blueprint Gunfight is returning again. That's just Gunfight with Blueprint variations, some cosmetics here for that, as opposed to just the bland builds that you end up normally getting. Face Off is, again, that mosh pit of game modes played on 3v3 gunfight maps with no kill streaks and no field upgrades. A great addition, if you ask me, in terms of Modern Warfare, but we've seen it before. Reinforce returns, in which this is basically your search and destroy combination with domination. You have 3 flags, you end up getting killed and you're done, but if you end up capturing a flag, you revive one of your teammates that was fallen. So it becomes this tug of war that is very positional in terms of those power positions overlooking flags, but it is something that very much so stresses that objective, though you don't necessarily need to. It does have that added benefit. Capture all 3 flags and you end up winning, or eliminate all of your enemies and you end up winning as well. Reinfected Ground War is, again, just ground war maps, but on a larger scale and infected. To me, I'm not a huge fan of how this is actually carried out. I may pass on this one here, but it was introduced once again here at this. We've seen it a couple of times within Modern Warfare. And then Shoot the Ship, of course, is just Shipment and Shoot House. Still continuing on for what is, I believe, the 3rd or 4th week here in a row with this, but I'm not complaining. I'm all for it. Over on the Warzone side of things, that's where we end up seeing that there was actually no adjustments made here with this. We, of course, have your standard solos, duos, trios, and quads for BR, and then Plunder Blood Money is around again this week. Later in the week, though, which we'll talk about in just a second, that's when we see a really big addition coming to Warzone. Now, definitely some good playlists to jump into and have some good times with here in traditional MP and Warzone. But jumping on over to the side of the shop things, that's where we see the other bulk of this update here, with admittedly some cool stuff if you ask me. We ended up getting 2 new featured bundles, and again, depending on if you ended up getting one in your own personal shop as well, I ended up getting a new item in the Blueprint section. That is something, though, that is user end. It's not uniform for everybody, so you may or may not have this new item as well. But starting out with those featured items here, we have the Tracer Pack Anime Super, as well as the Alex Deathstalker bundles. Now, for 1900 COD points, that is the Tracer Pack Anime Super, with just under half a dozen weapon blueprints here at this, which for the comparable price tag to what we normally see included in a 2400 COD point bundle, that's a pretty solid deal here at this. Now you end up getting, and I'm just gonna totally skip over the naming here of these, because Infinity Ward, can you stop making blueprints that make me look like an idiot when I try and pronounce them, please? But we end up having the MP7 blueprint, we end up having a Kilo blueprint, a FAMAS blueprint or FR556, a Riot Shield blueprint, and then a Combat Knife blueprint as well, along with the Bunny Gun Charm and the Anime Enthusiast calling card. Now, these weapons end up having some decent builds on them. I think probably the one that I would touch the least in terms of just using it as is close to that MP7. I'd still toss on the Monolithic Suppressor for, say, Warzone use, but the Kilo, you're going to lose some of the barrel if you ask me, because it doesn't come with any barrel attachment. I'd probably throw on the Sin Guard Arms barrel on that, but the other stuff is how it is. But what's cool with this, though, is that it continues on some of the Anime Tracer pack ones that we've seen beforehand. We ended up getting the Uzi and the M4 as well with these sort of tracer fires, so you have pink tracer rounds in these. So definitely something cool to add to your arsenal if you're interested. And I don't think that I mentioned it last week, but as with any other shop update or anything like that, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, there is now a new initiative within Call of Duty with the Creator Code program that you can directly support your favorite content creators. Right now, I don't have a code for Espresso, though I'd be curious if I were to have one, would you guys end up using that? But for the time being, if it is something that you want to take part in this, there are plenty of codes out there, such as my good friends Prestige, Drifter, Sean J Gaming. There are a bunch of different codes you can end up using that will help directly support some of the content creators in the Call of Duty space. Totally optional, but that's now there as something that was recently added as well. For the second bundle, we see the Alex Deathstalker bundle introduced, which for 1,800 COD points, you end up getting the Sidewinder Alex skin, the Envenom Growl 556 blueprint, the Heavy Silence M19 variant, the Desert Sands Watch, the Like a Light Alex Quip, the Scorpion King Charm, the Sting in the Tail calling card, and the Dune Demon emblem. The builds on those weapons aren't too captivating to me. I think I'd change out a decent bit of that. If you're an MP player, they're definitely decent builds, but they're not stuff that I would regularly use on my weapons. But again, that's totally up to you, and that's available right now also. Coming back to it, like I said, I don't know if you guys have this one as well. May just be something that is on my end. I ended up getting the Deep Woods bundle for 1,100 COD points show up as well, to which that's the Banyan Mark II Marksman Rifle blueprint, the Silver Maple M19 variant, the Beetle Brain calling card, the Snug Bug emblem, and the Wood Elf sticker. That just sort of progressing some of the things that we've seen added in since the Season 5 Reloaded update, just bringing that forward and allowing it to be offered to all players. But other than that, that was kind of the update here for Modern Warfare within this week. But again, it's not the only thing we'll see here within this week. Coming for the weekend here, we'll probably have maybe what is another shop update as well, but also a slight playlist adjustment as well that will add in stimulus buyback quads, which is insane for Warzone play. There are very few limited time modes that I'm like, I need to play this whenever it comes around into Warzone, and any of the stimulus modes kind of immediately qualify for that because of course you have cash right off the rip. It is something you can end up buying a loadout drop in trios, sometimes even in duos. If you can land on a buy and it has a random crate with about 1,000 cash in it here for it, you can just get a loadout drop right off the rip. But with quads, that's something you are guaranteed a loadout drop, plus somebody's going to be able to be guaranteed to stay alive. You'll have cash left over. You can buy a UAV, armor, all that good stuff. You can go hunting with your ideal loadout within the first 30 seconds once this rolls around. And that's going to be something that I think this may actually shatter some of those world records for kills in a single game. I'm incredibly excited to see the action here come this weekend. I think the only thing that could make this weekend better in terms of a playlist update going live is if they were like, you know what? You like stimulus quads? Let's add 200 players, not 150. Because that to me is just, oh, it's going to be a Slayer's paradise here. And if you play Warzone aggressively, if you like to go for high kills, if you like to challenge yourself, this is such a good time to do it. So that's going to be coming around later this week. So unfortunately, that's not here right now to jump into immediately. But man, oh man, am I excited. Only a couple of days to wait here for that. So make sure you check it out this weekend when it goes live. But other than that, that is the update here today. So that is where we're going to wrap it up. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. What are you guys looking forward to here either this week out of what is already added in? Maybe you're looking forward to, of course, that stimulus buyback quads, whatever it is, let me know your thoughts. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare, Warzone, and of course, Black Ops Cold War as we round into a ton more here on the channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new and interested. If you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.